Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the internet proudly presents the Turds of a Feather, the partners in slime, Shakey Jay and Tom on Treads, the Before It Was Cool podcast. Oh, I got it in one. Tom, are you finally proud of me?
I am. If you notice, Jay took the reins because I kept fucking up.
Yeah, it had been a pretty consistent couple of weeks before our break of Tom messing up. But we are back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome back.
Lady and gentleman, like two people who listen to us in Australia.
Yeah, apparently we're big in America.
I wouldn't say big. I'd say that we've got double the audience than we do in Australia.
We have 4.
8 people is like 16, so it's like
it's a few hundred.
Yeah,
I'll give us that. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, so am I. Just wish they'd start paying us that internet money.
Yeah, exactly. We need the listens. So share this to all your friends.
Fuck, we're up to the end, the outro already. Just share this. We're on YouTube. We're on OnlyFans. We're on Pornhub. But no.
Apparently, we are on Pornhub.
Oh, I was saying it as a joke, but cool.
No, I stuck in your room and chloroformed you.
Oh, see, I was more hoping that it was more like it was like they play this in the background of torture sort of things. Like when someone's this submissive and doing full sensory deprivation, but they just play our podcast just to make it worse for the little fucker.
Oh god.
They've got a 12-inch dildo in their ass, and that's around. But no, the worst part is hearing our podcast.
Fuck, we're already off on a tangent and we haven't introed the fucking subject.
What's worse? God. Now that I've suggested that, I'm sure there's someone out there masturbating to it. Yeah. Hi, Damo.
That was a perfect time. Hey, Damo. But we're not actually brought here by Damo this week.
Yeah, we got our first Patreon subscriber. It's amazing. It's great. And it actually happens to be a woman I'm sleeping with, just to make things kind of awkward. But I'm thinking about it because she wouldn't have found the podcast if it wasn't for me telling her about it. And then she loved it and became a Patreon subscriber to it. So does that effectively make me a whore?
I think it does. I think you're a bit of a prostitute. Does that make me a pimp? Because I get a cut of that shit.
Oh shit, you do too. Oh shit. Oh well, at least if I don't bring you the money, I can at least run up the stairs and you can't catch me.
Yeah, true.
Unless you're after me, Ivor the Boneless style.
Actually, I'm too fat to do that.
Okay, rolling after me like Boulder in Indiana Jones.
Oh god. So, the woman's name is Lauren.
Yep, no last name.
I can't remember her last name.
No one wants their identity revealed that they've been sleeping with me.
Her name is Lauren for subscribing to a $10 range. It has changed in my head, but not on the website yet. She gets this episode and the next episode named after her, and she gets to pick the subject for the week as well. So it's going to be called Lauren's episode.
Yeah. Also going along with that, we are also changing our format a little bit. Due to some feedback I got from a drunken friend, because it's the only way to get honesty out of people these days. We are changing to a 30-minute episode rather than an hour, because we do get the hours a slog, especially if you're listening to us two fuckwits.
And also, we never keep it under an hour.
Oh yeah,
or around an hour. We always go like an hour and a half.
Yeah, we are trying to get it down to a half-hour episode, but we'll do a subject for 2 weeks. So you get your full hour's worth of content, but in smaller bite-sized meals.
Yeah, easier to listen to.
All the Before It Was Cool with none of... Well, actually, no, we're still going to probably waffle and go on tangents just as much as we ever did. But we've also been told we need to embrace the tangents more, so we are going to try and do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Not stick to the topic. We just need more chaos, apparently, and that's what we do well. We've been trying to be disciplined, but no, we don't want your discipline. It's like, okay, let's just talk about shit, as you heard about in the early part about our podcast being used to torture submissives in a sexual BDSM nature.
Oh god. And by the way, the subject for this week is 90s disaster films.
Yeah, this one was an interesting one because, like, I can only think of a few that I've actually watched.
Yeah, I've watched a fair few, but there
You're
were a
more of
few that...
you're more of a cinephile than me. Like, you watch a lot more movies than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that does change things.
And there were a few that we had to discuss whether they were even disaster films. But
Yeah.
we figured out they are.
Yeah, and we also, just Googled it quickly and found out that they were. We do
Yeah.
our research, even if it is just the first one that comes up. By the way,
It's just
everyone,
a
vaccines cause
.com.
autism.
Oh god.
Well, I looked at the first result, and that's what got me there. I mean, if Joe Rogan can do it.
Oh god, that Australian reporter that went on his podcast, and he's like, "You're wrong. Look it up. You're wrong." And Joe Rogan's like, "Well, I am wrong, but like these results are skewed, so I don't know if I'm wrong." And he's like, "No, you're wrong. Just fucking face it."
Have you heard the whole thing with Neil Young?
Yeah.
But now,
And Joni Mitchell has like backed him up.
and I think one of the members of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young has also joined in too. I think it's Crosby.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting to see that happening. Like I'm all about freedom of speech and stuff, but I'm very much opposed to the spreading of misinformation.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if Rogan was to drop all the anti-vaccine shit, cool. But for the most part, he's just proving himself more and more of a cunt. In fact, our new cunt of the week.
I'm actually going to keep tally of these people, and the most that win it get the Golden Cunt Award. So Joe Rogan.
See, to be honest, I want to actually change away the cunt sort of thing, because you know what? Like, how is cunt an insult? Like, those things are fucking strong. They take a pounding regularly. To be honest, most men are very much into them, or at least wanting to get into them. Like, I'd be more inclined to say like the golden hemorrhoid.
The golden nutbag, because those things are floppy, they get you in trouble, and they hurt when they get kicked. Not true at all.
They also hold my balls.
Yeah, true.
And like, I need to hold all three of them. So I think that's why I'm saying hemorrhoid. Like, no one likes them. They're a pain in the ass. It's really hard.
I like mine. He's called Gary.
No, that's Oprah's asshole, isn't it?
Oh, Gary, are you still there? Yes, Minji, I'm still here.
Oh wow. We're embracing the tangent, motherfuckers.
Oh yeah. By the way, here's the intro music.
Oh yeah, shit, we forgot about that. It's been a few weeks.
Welcome to the Before It Was Cool podcast.
And we're back. I hope you enjoyed that intro music, the wonderful creation of mine for this week that I haven't even thought of yet. But yeah.
Well, you've thought of it by the time you're releasing it, because it'd be kind of hard to do almost like a post-release theme song onto something you've released.
Yeah, true, true.
But released way too many times in that sentence.
I haven't thought of it as we're recording this, but I mean,
yeah. But props to you, mate. You remembered to play it. Like, for how many weeks there were you forgetting to put on the theme music? It's like, Tom, theme music. We're not getting into it. And you're like, oh shit, and then you put it on. So
yes, I actually remembered for once. But yeah, 90s disaster films.
Yeah, so there's like, I got a list up of some of the ones that are out there, and there's a pretty decent list with some pretty decent movies. Yeah, just looking on here. And so what's probably the one that comes to your mind most when you think of disaster movies?
From the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, and we discussed this at the start, Jurassic Park is probably the most iconic for me anyway.
Oh, me too. But the thing is, it's a lot of people don't class that as a disaster movie. Well, I think we would both, because we both love the movie. We would argue the living shit out of the fact that it is. It's about people losing control, losing power. That's a pretty big reference in the movie. after playing with some things they shouldn't be and trying to survive, and them never actually regaining power, and then doing the same movie a few years later and it's still being good.
Exactly. I don't know whether you were talking about Jurassic World or The Lost World.
I know The Lost World was a very different movie. Like the tone was changed.
Yeah.
Jurassic World and Jurassic Park, same damn movie, but both still very good.
Yes. But yeah, the iconic one for me, just because it's not necessarily a good movie, because Michael Bay does not make good movies. He makes bright movies that you
The
can
Rock
munch
wasn't too bad.
popcorn. Yeah, but more movies that you can munch popcorn to.
Oh yeah, mindless ones, yeah.
Yeah, instead of like getting into like the Green Mile or the Shawshank Redemption, you're gonna get like emotionally and dramatically into. Whereas Bad Boys
Not
and
bad,
Bad
but
Boys 2,
yeah.
the Michael Bay films,
Hmm.
or 2 is, I think 3 is not. I know that, but Armageddon is the film I'm talking about.
Bruce
And
Willis, Ben Affleck, and
Liv Tyler.
is it Liv Tyler? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Ben Affleck,
And
Billy Bob Thornton, Liv Tyler. I didn't know Steve Buscemi was in it, and Will Patton.
yeah, and Owen Wilson is in it too.
Wow.
And Michael Clark Duncan is one of
Cool.
his
I do like
one
Michael
of his
Clark.
first movies.
But yeah, there's yeah, it's. I actually haven't seen Armageddon.
Haven't you?
No.
This is the plot line.
Deep Impact.
A meteor is coming for the Earth. They have to send people to drill into the meteor and drop a nuke down. Apparently, it's easier to teach a oil crew full of drillers to be astronauts than it is astronauts to put something into a rock.
I'm sorry, but I am not gonna. You don't apply logic to movies because it doesn't work. It is
But that's why it's iconic to me. So
yeah,
stupid.
fair enough.
My favorite disaster film isn't from the 90s, so.
Well, then it's not on topic.
Yeah, exactly.
The most iconic one, and I'm not saying this is my favorite disaster movie, but the most iconic one for me would probably be Titanic. Admittedly, it's a love story with a disaster movie framed around it. Because like everyone's watching Titanic, it's like, oh, they're such a lovely couple, but we know what's gonna happen. This is not gonna be a twist or a surprise. We know what's gonna happen. They're not going to. Well, some people are not going to survive. But yeah, Titanic's probably the biggest one for me, and not one I like, but just such a huge movie in itself.
Yeah, true.
But
it's not the worst film ever. It's just not the best. I said it's not the worst film ever. It's not the best.
It's just not the sort of thing I dig. Like it's just. As I said, I'm not the biggest fan, and I haven't watched that many disaster movies because they're not my thing. I was actually hoping that the years would be right, and I could have said the first Final Destination is a disaster movie.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That was like 2000. It was 1 year off.
Yeah.
Because that movie, I love the shit. I love the entire series of Final Destination. Like there's
I would argue that the sequel was better.
Number 2, where it's the well, I think it's had more impact because now everyone is paranoid about driving behind logging trucks
and fucking wire fences.
Yeah.
And bits of fucking pipe going through your head, and fucking mirrors dropping on the sky. God damn, that movie, like, tangent. But that movie is fucking awesome.
We're allowed to now. It's what the fans want. Let them eat cake. Let us have tangents.
Yes. Wait. In that situation, are you Marie Antoinette?
I am the hotter one between the two of us. Well, actually, more like Kirsten Dunst. Except that's hot body, weird face, so that doesn't even really suit me.
Did you finally see No Way Home?
No, I haven't still.
Fuck you.
I know.
You have to somehow see it before the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, absolutely. it's still at the theaters, so I can still go see it. And yeah, Mum doesn't want to go because she wants to see it with me, and I get that because well, she has no friends, and she wants to see it with me, and I'm trying to do that, but she doesn't want to see it late at night. So I can't do it any time through the week. So I got to do it on the weekend earlier in the day. So hopefully this weekend. Um, but yeah, trust me, I'm wanting to see it really bad.
Yeah.
It hasn't been completely spoiled for me, but if it gets spoiled for me now, I've got only myself to blame because there's been enough time for me to see it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just
There's still heaps of stuff in it that people didn't even pick up on. I'll give you a clue, but not a spoiler.
No. I tell you what you can do. You can get fucked.
I was just gonna say, keep your eyes open during the movie and look at everything.
Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah, cool. Because I thought I'd watch a movie with my eyes closed the entire time.
I more mean like keep an eye on the details on the series. And
I'm a Marvel fan to begin with. On top of that, like I love finding Easter eggs and spoilers in nearly anything I watch, or like little jokes and stuff that harken back to previous things. You're telling me to watch a movie the way I watch a movie. I mean, I'm watching Book of Boba Fett at the moment, and I'm looking for things in every moment, and it is fantastic.
I haven't even started it yet.
I like it. I really like it. It's been getting a pretty bad rap, because everyone wants Boba Fett to just go full bounty hunter. But no, it's actually got some character development rather than just the character from the trilogy that has 3 lines. No, sorry, 5 lines in the trilogy, and one of them was ah.
Exactly.
Yeah, like they actually are giving him a bit more depth as a character rather than just a bounty hunter.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and to tell you what, could almost put the if they had a bit more like moments of it, the Sarlacc pit as a disaster movie.
Yes.
Yeah, so that tangent actually went full circle. So yeah.
You could probably put the entire Star Wars trilogy, prequel trilogy. Oh no, 2 of them aren't in the 90s, are they?
I don't think any of them are. I thought the first one was the 2000s.
Nah, Revenge of the Sith was like 98, 99. Not Revenge of the Sith.
Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. That's the one I'm looking for. That was like late 90s, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I can't remember my exact age around that time. I don't really want to remember my exact age around that time because it makes me feel old.
Oh, yeah, God.
So yeah, disaster movies, like the main one that I can think of, like talking about movies I watched when I was younger in the 90s. Yeah, still going the full circle. One of the big ones for me, like the one that I remember probably the clearest is Twister.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Oh, it's a great movie. And
yeah,
like, well acted.
For a disaster movie. I love that movie.
Like, most of the time, disaster movies are a bit trashy in their own thing. Like, don't get me wrong, they usually have a pretty good message in it.
Yeah. Like, don't smoke crack.
Well, that's usually a pretty good piece of advice anyway. But did you know that who it was written by?
Adam Sandler.
No, this is actually well written.
Okay.
Michael Crichton. Know who that is?
Which one's he? I know the name.
We've already spoken of one of his movies.
Fuck do I know?
He wrote Jurassic Park.
Oh, of course, yes. I knew the name. Motherfucker.
Yeah, he's also involved with let me see what else. Congo. The Andromeda Strain. Like these are books he wrote and then movies that were made as well. Jurassic Park being his big one. Did you know that he what was the other thing I was going to say? Sorry, I just had a brain fart. State of Fear, Prey. He did this. And do you know who was involved with the soundtrack for I think that I was just reading was this a bit for Twister's soundtrack. Do you know who was one of the main contributing artists to the soundtrack?
No.
Van Halen.
Like the band or Eddie himself?
It just says Van Halen here, so I'd say it's the full band.
Yes, the band.
But yeah, great cast in it. Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton are fantastic. And I can never pronounce his name right, but Carrie Elwes, Robin in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Okay.
He's also in the Thor series, The Princess Bride.
Yeah. It's the guy that cuts his leg off.
Which one?
His right leg, I think it was.
Clever. I like that.
No, in Saw. I mean, the guy from Saw.
Yeah, I know. But when I said which one, I was meaning which character that cuts his leg off.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, you played well too. You played very well too. But yeah, the main reason I actually know any of the actors in Twister like straight away is from Austin Powers 3, just fat bastard. Do you know what my favorite Helen Hunt movie is? Twister.
Oh god!
Helen Hunt was in it because it has been quite a long time since I've watched it. I do remember quite a few parts of it, and one thing I kind of want to say in this is like, was that a tangent? Oh, look, a tangent. I'm pretty sure that was the same tangent. Talking about the cow.
Oh, the cow.
Yeah. Which I didn't mind that joke. I'm quite proud of that one. I'm happy to go to sleep with that one.
Oh god.
Twister's a big one for me that I remember, and it was always interesting because it had that like scientific push forward, trying to learn about it in the actual movie, and just them chasing the Twister and trying to get their technology in there so they can track it and do all that. It's it's I think it's a very solid movie and very enjoyable.
I loved how in the 90s, they still do it to an extent, but mainly in the 90s, every disaster film always had it's good, or it's like wasn't as good at the time, but is now I'd consider better type counterpart. Not all of them had that. Some of them had their B-rate fucking Sharknado version of the movies. Like for Twister, it was a B-rate version called F5.
Yeah, I saw that on the list.
Yeah. And for Armageddon, it was Deep Impact. For Volcano, it was Dante's Peak. All that stuff.
Oh, by the way, another actor who is in this, that's very high quality, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's the cameraman, not the cameraman, the weatherman.
He's Dusty, yeah, the outgoing, excitable member of Joe's team.
Yeah.
Originally, they were thinking of putting Chris Farley in that role.
It wouldn't surprise me.
And Garth Brooks.
Yeah, that one would have surprised me.
So yeah, like this. So I've found a whole list of other actors that were considered first. So instead of Helen Hunt, they looked at Laura Dern. So Professor Sattler from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Richard Fonda and Kate Mulgrew. I don't know who Kate Mulgrew is off the top of my head. And then before Bill Paxton landed it, Michael Keaton, Kurt Russell, Mel Gibson, Kevin Costner, Dennis Quaid, John Travolta, Richard Gere, John Cusack, Nicolas Cage, Bruce Willis, and Val Kilmer. So pretty much the 90s male actors. Like
The only one that could have done it as well in that group was Dennis Quaid. The rest were wrong for the role.
Oh, I think Keaton could have done it.
No, he was. You got to remember, in the late 90s, that's when he was doing like Jackie Brown, and he was really wiry and skinny.
But I tell you what, I would have loved Nicolas Cage doing it instead of it being like, bees, wind, wind.
Oh god.
I
love
like
me
Bruce
some
Willis
Nicolas
is like,
Cage.
Yippee-ki-yay, tornado. Like.
It would have been better if he said Mother Tornado.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And Mel Gibson would have just said something anti-Semitic.
I love in South Park how they take off the episode where Kyle finally goes see The Passion, and then Stan and Kenny go see it, and they try and get the money back from Mel Gibson. But that was...
You're going to have to torture me.
Oh, yeah. But that was before he got drunk and did that anti-Semitic rant to the
He'd
cops.
already done quite a few anti-Semitic things, like his So you know the Aussie comedian Ostentatious?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he went through like I think it was like acting school with Mel Gibson or something, and
Yeah.
Mel Gibson's dad's a Holocaust denier. Well, was. I don't
Yeah.
think he's alive anymore, but it was a Holocaust denier. So just kind of all part of it.
Yeah. What I mean was it wasn't in the public's eye at that point.
Yeah.
Like, he had always been like that. But
Yeah.
they did that, got him a nutbag before everybody knew he was a nutbag.
Mm. Yeah, well, like I think he was also like when you think about it, you think about like the Passion of the Christ and a lot of these previous movies, like The Patriot and Braveheart in particular. He kind of started a little bit of the whole torture porn element and like the incredible gore sort of thing that has now pervaded so many movies. Like, I mean, it's a bit different with Tarantino because they are like there is that element in Tarantino movies too. But you weren't really watching people getting tortured.
It doesn't look real. It always looks fake.
It's exaggerated.
Yeah.
To actually like
that's
to
the
make light
point.
of it. Yeah. So here's an interesting one. So for Carrie Elwes, I can never pronounce his name right. For his character, before he was cast, the other cast members considered for it were Christopher McDonald, so Shooter McGavin.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin.
Huh?
So that would have been safe on set. I'm sure he wouldn't have shot anyone. And the other one, which I would have been more interested in, would be Hugh Laurie.
Oh. Knowing what he can do now, like after he's turned his house, that would have been really good, actually.
I don't know if I ever told you about this, but I had a dream one time. And I thought it would be an amazing thing. So it was Doctor Who. I'm not even a Whovian. I'm not even into Doctor Who. But for the next Doctor, have Hugh Laurie playing Dr. House as the Doctor. Because House was amazing. Like, the actual show was not the greatest, but the actual character of House was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, the House formula was surprise illness. First treatment goes worse. We could try other treatment. It's not going to work. Epiphany moment. House saves the day. That's every episode of House, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Some stand out in my mind, but yeah.
Yeah.
That is every single episode.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And yeah. But yeah. Oh, also, sorry, I just read another thing here. So Bill Paxton's character, the original choice for the role was Tom Hanks.
Okay, that could be interesting.
Yeah, Tom Hanks is great. But so yeah, just
was that the reason you did Castaway instead?
I'm not sure. I think it was around the same time. So
yeah.
But yeah, so what are some other big ones for you that you've watched that you've really enjoyed?
Well, my favorite one from that era, kind of, is probably Independence Day.
Yeah, Independence Day. Like, I know I'm a terrible nerd, but I've not actually watched it all the way through. But yeah, like,
and don't bother
like,
about the sequel.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, but that's what most people say about any sequel that's done huge amounts of years afterwards, outside of Super Troopers.
Not even Jeff Goldblum could save that fucking movie. It is terrible.
And Goldblum's pretty amazing, so the fact that he can't save it is pretty sad, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, because like there's actually, like, as we're talking about disaster movies, it's interesting when you look at it because there's still so many like subcategories within that whole realm. Because you've got your natural disasters, which are your Twister, your Deep Impact, your Earthquake, Dante's Peak, Titanic as well, because it's a more natural one. You've got your scientific breakout sort of ones, which you'd probably put your Jurassic Park into.
Or your Heartbreak.
Yeah. Deep Blue Sea even.
Yeah. Was that 90s?
Let me check. 1999.
Oh, it worked. It's in. New favorite.
Oh, that's terrible.
Hey, it was Jaws from the 90s, kids.
Yeah, but it's not even as good as Jaws, and Jaws was dated pretty quickly.
Yeah, kind of.
Then you've got your like technology going wrong ones, which kind of goes similar to the ones we just said. And for the technology going wrong ones, or people doing things to make things go. And Speed 1, I guess.
You cut out for a second there. You came right back at Speed 1.
Yeah. Speed 2 could definitely be considered a disaster movie. Speed 1, not so much. Any of the
Speed 2 can be
movies,
considered a disaster movie because they made it.
yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely. Even though Speed 1 was a pretty generic movie.
Oh, no.
You were supposed to react to that more. Remember in one of the very first episodes where we're talking action movies.
Yeah.
I said that Speed was pretty generic in the grand scheme of things, and you argued, and
That's why I just said no.
Sorry?
That's why I just said no.
You didn't arc up. Come on.
It's not generic at all. Like, there are no other movies, action movies like it.
Prove it.
Yeah, you prove it, motherfucker. You're the one.
Speed 2 is like Speed 1. It's not as good, but it is definitely a very similar concept.
Speed 2, yeah, the sequel, but before it, there was nothing like it.
That's a movie that's like it. No, motherfucker, that is a movie that's like it.
Before it, there was nothing like it. That's like saying The Matrix is just a generic sci-fi movie.
Well, number 2 and 3 are. I haven't even watched number 4 yet.
Number 2 and 3, and probably 4, I haven't watched it yet either. But number 1 was fucking revolutionary.
But see, it's just a glorified Tron, really.
It's not, though.
Getting sucked into a computer world sort of thing and trying to fight.
Tron Legacy is a glorified Tron.
No, absolutely. But yeah,
and they're finally making Tron 3.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've never actually even watched all of Tron because, yeah, just never did. I know, I'm awful.
How can you even, in all good conscience, call yourself a nerd?
And that's all for this week on the Before It Was Cool podcast. Tune in next week. Will we go on another tangent? Will Tom talk about his big dick wife? Will Jay say something inappropriate? Will they have a rant about something they don't like? You'll have to tune in next week to find out on the Before It Was Cool podcast. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, thank you, Lauren, for the topics. Sorry if it wasn't what you hoped it to be, but you're kind of used to that because you've been sleeping with me.
Oh, God. And for being a Patreon subscriber, we will shout you out every single week.
For how long?
As long as she subscribes.
Okay, yeah. Happy to do that. Wait, does that mean Damo's been getting that for free?
Yeah.
Damo gets lots of things for free, though.
Yeah. I love you, Dame.
Yeah, so, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming back to Season 2, Episode 1 of the Before It Was Cool podcast.
Oh, 25.1.
Yeah.
Oh, this is 25.2.
How's this 25.2? Oh, because, yeah, this is the second half.
God, we're still getting used to this.
Yeah, so...
Might have to go back and record an outro for the first episode.
Yeah, or just use this one on both of them and just
cut it
on both.
Yeah.
So we've got point 1 and point 2. Whichever one you're listening to right now is the correct one.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoy. We're glad to be back. I've actually missed this. Like, the break was needed. Don't get me wrong, but no, this is really enjoyable, and it's just good chatting to you, just talking our shit again, man.
Yeah. And I'm in my new house. Finally.
Oh, you got a new house, did you?
Took us longer than expected, but we got a new house. And
oh, good to hear.
Yeah. New environment, new fun, all that stuff.
And I'm still at
Yeah.
my parents' place, but the money's building up, so I should be able to get. And I got a new job, so I should be able to build up my money to be able to get to a place of my own, which will be great. Problem is, then I'll have to buy a computer to plug into so I can do the show still.
Shaping the minds of the youth.
Uh, the future's fucked.
Yeah, I know. We're the future. We're the teachers of the future. Fuck!
Ladies and gentlemen, don't have children. There's no hope.
Better do plugs. So email us, voicemails, voice memos, all that stuff. Before IWC at gmail.com. Go to facebook.com/before IWC. Follow us on Facebook. The more you engage with us, the more we know what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Much.
We want to create entertaining stuff for all of you. Like, don't get me wrong, we enjoy this, but we want to have fun. This is fun for us, but we want the people listening to enjoy us.
Exactly. And go to patreon.com/before IWC. Like I said at the start of last week's episode, or this week's, depending on which one you're listening to, I haven't updated the Patreon yet, but I will. And if you subscribe, you still get the comparable amount of stuff that is in that tier. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and Twitter is at before IWC. And Jay's OnlyFans is at jwilldoanything.com.
Hey, I've gotten a job now, so now I'm not going to be so much onto that. Like, seriously, during my holidays, because I was a casual before that, I was just pretty much like, squeegee your windshield. Like, I need to make money any way possible here. But yeah, now I've got full-time work. I'm going to get paid for my holidays now, so it's going to be easy going.
Good. That's good. Taya started as a nurse like a week ago.
Oh, fantastic.
Like working on the wards. She's got fucked hours though. She did a shift from like 10 p.m. to like 7 a.m. overnight.
Okay,
fucking brutal.
No, I can imagine it's pretty crazy for her. Just shift work. It's not fun.
It makes me so happy that I'm becoming a teacher. I'm like, I work 9 to 3.
Yeah,
it's fuck the other times.
Isn't it great?
Yeah. And then I was like, but I've got to prep on these days and these hours. Oh, fuck, I have like 10 hours to myself. God damn it.
You've got the kids around.
Yeah, but I have... Yeah.
You have.
And the dog.
Oh, yeah, how is the puppy?
Oh, she's not a puppy anymore. She got all of her adult teeth, and she bit my hand the other night. So hard that it drew blood. And
I like this dog.
She was so apologetic. She has her big adult teeth, but she still plays like a puppy. So she thinks she can just do that. And I was like, oh, fuck. That hurts so much. And she was so scared and so apologetic.
Aww.
Yeah, but she's doing fine. Yeah.
So, one thing I think is always hilarious is the amount of times that we actually have a tangent while saying goodbye.
Yes. And we've gone on a couple on this one. Oh, goddamn. That's why people love us. Or hate us.
Or everything.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I'm gonna say bye.
Yeah, me too. See you later. ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed this episodes of our new season, and we're looking at some top 10s soon. Have you
Yeah.
uploaded your most recent top 10?
No, haven't even finished it yet. I only just moved in like a week ago.
Oh, okay, no, fair.
Yeah, I'm still getting all my shit out, and my editing table is not set up yet. But as soon as that is set up, I will start working on my next top 10, which is the Tim Burton one that we've been coming since August.
It has been taking a while.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll get there. You will anyway.
Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, I know you've got a few that you want to pump out soon as well.
Yeah. That'll happen at some point.
Yes.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, for the third time, bye. We're gone. See you later.
Bye.